Alright guys, so you want to get as fast as possible, but you are on a budget. In today's video, we're going to do a bike fit, a time trial bike fit actually, and let's see how fast I can get for next season. Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charles and welcome back to my cycling YouTube channel. In today's video, we are finally redoing my time trial bike fit. Last year, I've had some kind of problem with it. The position was not really good. I had some issues down in the crank, which prevents me of pushing as much watts as I could. So today, using MyVeloFit AI bike fitting tool, we're going to try and get as fast as possible on the bike. So you guys seen this bike before. It's my time trial bike. It's the Scott Plasma 5 that I got from Pro Owned Cycling. So what I have done here is I've reset the position to 0. Basically, we're gonna start brand new and we're gonna work our way to a perfect fit using MyVeloFit. So if you guys missed my detailed first video on MyVeloFit AI bike fitting tool, you guys should definitely check it out. There will be a link in the description down below. We're gonna bring the video into the AI, we're gonna see the recommendation, we're gonna change something, and just like that, we're gonna work our way through it. And hopefully, by the end of this video, I have like a decent position to go faster on time trials. All right, so let's do position number 1. Alright guys, so now on the computer, and I will start a new session here on MyVeloFit, and I'm going to name the session. This will be called the Scott TT, and what I want here is a performance, and I'm going to choose here time trial, upload first video. And now we do let the AI does its thing. So as we see right now, it's analyzing, video transfer, AI pipeline, video conversion now, position analysis. Alright, so that was quick. So we have our first recommendation on our TT fit. So this is raise the saddle by 5 mil. The saddle 4.5 will then be calculated once the height of the saddle is correct. Arm pad is set to lower, reach by 10 millimeters. Okay. And as we see here, this is our graphs are analyzed. So pretty important to know that my hip is way too close as this position because the saddle is too low. What else? Everything is off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my position now. So here right now, I'm not going to touch at the cockpit because I do feel that instead of moving the cockpit forward, I'm just going to bring my arms further away. It's going to be kind of the same. I felt maybe that first position, my arms were too close on me. Let's jump on the bike for a second test now. All right, so instead of having my arms right here, I'm going to move them a bit like that this time. Alright, back on the computer now. Alright guys, so here I'm going to go back to my profile and I go again to the Scott TT. I'm going to click on it and I will be able to upload a new video. So here, once you've made the change, you can upload another video. This time, I'm going to do the same process. Alright, so we have our new position recommendations. So saddle height seems to be in range. Saddle 4.5 seems to be in range. Arm pad in range. Shorter cranks may open ib angle. Consider shortening a crank by at least 2.5. This is something I had in mind for a long time, is having a shorter crank for my time trial bike. So time trial bike at the moment is 170. That's what I've been using all the time. Could be maybe a nice move to go down to a 160. Gabrielle has a 165 on her bike, so I think I'm gonna go steal it. Alright, so we're back. Stole the crank from Gabrielle. I did not tell her because she's in a meeting right now. Alright, so very excited to try this 165 mil crank for the first time. I've literally never ridden a bike with that crank length. Alright guys, so we have other results here. So it looks like we're in range for the saddle height. We're in range for the 4.5, but the handlebar might be a little bit too high, so we're going to reduce that by 5 mil, and we're going to also increase the reach by 5 mil forwards. All right, so let's try this out now. Alright, so here's a little tip, guys. So do not disassemble both cockpit at the same time. So now I'm able to reference from the right side here with the left side, so I can really have the pretty much the same length. So as you see now, my leg extension feels a lot better. I feel like I'm fully extended right now when I'm on my heel. Oh, I love being a bit further away here. Alright guys, so here we are, another improvement on the bike. So even though I bring the saddle up a little bit, still in range. So you guys have to still kind of have a little bit of knowledge here on how to play it. But here, everything looks in range, in range, in range. Alright, so here's a little interesting thing. So at the top of the pedal stroke here, my hip is still not in range. My hip is too close. So the angle here that we're looking at is this one here. So it's between my torso and my leg. So a reason how I can open up my hip angle from my understanding here is bring up the saddle even more. But if I bring up the saddle, I will need to bring it forward as well. So I'm going to do that for the next build because I do want to get my hip into that range, because 42, that's too close. But I have to be careful here. If I bring myself up too much, it might be a little bit increase even more than the extension. As of right now, I'm just on the limit. Alright, so the change here, pretty simple. Up a little bit more and forward as well. Not too forward because I still have to be careful. Be 5 centimeters behind the middle of the crank because I need this bike to be legal. Okay, here we have again, everything is still in range, and now let's go back, look at the angles. So this time, again, top of the pedal stroke, I am at 44 degrees. And as you see guys, what I want is I want a straight back as much as possible. And now from the AI, we can definitely see that not the case. I'm still in the inclined angle. To solve that, I'm gonna bring the saddle up again even more so I can have straight as possible back, and then of course have a perfect hip angle. So back at it again. Another improvement is I'm just going to bring the saddle up again even more. Alright, analyze, everything's still in range, but hip angle, again, we just want another degree by raising up the saddle. So that is pretty cool here. Knee extension 34, that seems very good to me at the bottom of the stroke. Alright guys, so this is it for my AI bike fit. So as you guys see, from my first position to my last position, there's a big difference. So I'm pretty stoked on the results. About halfway through that bike fit, I had a comfortable position that was all in range with almost all the numbers, but it was maybe not as aggressive as I wanted to. So that's why at the end I really try to push it and see how far can I take my aero gains out of it. But yeah, this position that I got on the last fit, pretty stoked on that. I can really get a super close and small front end cockpit, which this is where all the gains are to get from. So moving on is I'm gonna do at least 500 kilometers over the winter on this bike, on the trainer. It's going to be difficult, but I need to put the mileage in on the time trial bike. I'm going to dial in that brand new position. Yeah, so super excited because I do want to get better at TT. This is something that I've been lacking of previously. So hopefully this new position is going to help. So if you guys want to test out MyVeloFit, well, first of all, check out my detailed video on it. There will be the link in the description down below where I truly went over the AI on my road bike. Now, if you're interested in trying it for yourself, there's a free version, but there's a limited amount of feedback coming from the app. If you want to go premium, you can pay $35 for a 2-week unlimited period or $75 for a full year. To be honest, that $75 for a year seems to me like a bargain if you do have a bunch of bikes to fit. If you don't want to go to the bike fitter every single time, you can save up to $300 per bike fit every time you go. So yeah, this is, to be honest, this is like a very good starting point to get you into a ballpark fit. So when you go finally, if you have some more issues, to a bike fitting studio, you don't come here there with a very horrible position. You already have something decent enough, and then at the bike fitting place, they can really nail the last few details in millimeters. But for me, this is good enough for as of right now. I'm gonna work on my time trial position. I'm gonna do mileage on it over the winter. All right, guys, so this is it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already. And my name is Charles, and I will see you guys on the road or into the next video. Peace.